Where am I? Is this a dream?
Not quite, Murphy.
Then you're the big PI in the sky?
That's right, Murphy. But now is not the time for you to be here. There is a vast and malignant evil at work on the Earth, and fate, for some reason that even I cannot fathom, has chosen you to oppose it.
But why me?
I'm no more thrilled about it than you are. Nevertheless, your fate has been decided.
My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a small-time private investigator in the big city of New San Francisco. My office isn't in the glamour districts. It's in the run-down, mutant part of the city, close to Coit Tower. A place they've been refurbishing for years, but it never seems to improve. Not exactly great for business, but it holds a strange attraction for me. I've cracked some pretty big cases over the years. You may even have heard of me. But I don't do much investigating anymore. These days, I'm known for being a man who gets things done, no matter what the cost. You got a job that pays? I'll do it. No questions asked. I can't really remember why I became a PI. Maybe I was drawn to the romance, adventure, and independence it offered. Or maybe because I believed in its code of honor. That a man can remain untarnished as others sink into a cesspool of lies, corruption, and greed. A man better than the world around him. But even a set of principles can slowly slip from your grasp. The world has a way of beating you into submission. Circumstances change. The guilty aren't always punished. Temptations become obsessions, and love can be violently taken, leaving it empty and hollow. Each day, innocence fades, and your character weakens. And that's not all at once, but a piece at a time, until you can't be put back together again. You finally realize the only way to get ahead in this world is to make sure you're on the winning side, and then do anything you can to stay alive. I don't know why I'm so reflective tonight. Maybe I finally crossed the Rubicon, but that's not true either. I passed that sign miles back and didn't even pause to take a picture. Maybe I just feel extra guilty tonight for what I'm about to do. A time when I would have never agreed to do something this despicable. I can't explain why I do this, but Maybe Judas would understand.
Drag him into the speeder. Look, the top window. I think we got him. Let's get out of here.
Hey, you, over here! Finally! What was all that commotion outside anyway? Wowza, you really got a hit on the head. Remember me, your old pal Huck? Seriously, you look clueless.
Who or what are you?
Geez, how hard did you hit your head? Well, let me reintroduce myself. I'm your Smart Alex, your personal assistant, version 1.5, fashioned 3 years ago in a factory with truly horrible working conditions you don't want to know. I'm your trusty, tech-savvy sidekick whose primary functions include travel agent, inventory tracking and analysis, investigative advice, case notes, and I'm also a confidant and a best buddy, you gigantic oaf. Remember?
Not really.
Would you like a tutorial on my usage?
You have a fax. You have a fax. You have a fax.
Blue's always useful. Enigma. Sounds like the story of my life. Why would I be researching this?
You have a fax. You have a fax.
No messages on the vid phone. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean.
You have
Ah,
a
the
fax.
Colonel. He was my first real mentor in the PI business, and here he is giving me a helpful tip.
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. And never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship goes beyond blood and race and politics. You gotta find out who your friends are, then you hold on to them.
I always get the chill of fear down my spine whenever I think of him.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
On Saturday nights, I push the furniture to the walls and cut loose on the dance floor.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
Sometimes, I wish I had a talking gumball machine as my wacky sidekick.
You have a fax. You have a fax. You have a fax. You have a fax.
Man, my Richie Havens signature guitar signature disappeared. That'll teach me to get an autograph with a dry erase marker. The Maltese Falcon.
You have a fax.
I don't remember picking up this little souvenir.
You have a fax.
How long was I knocked out? It's my Gene Autry fake book. Whenever I'm feeling low, I can sing the songs of my hero.
You
Oh man, this record's broken in two.
Well, I sure don't remember how these holes got in the wall. They look fairly recent, judging from the debris. Who would have done this? And why?
The Big Finish Detective by your Aaron Corners. Finns make the best detectives.
You have a fax.
My old trusty Victrola still seems the same.
You have a fax.
Guess I better not be too creative, because it
You have
won't
a
work.
fax.
One of my golf partners. Old Bogey, we call him. These are my credentials. They don't just give this to anyone.
You have a fax.
You have to pay a fee. Archie Ellis wrote a book? I bet this sells for pennies on eBay.
You have a fax.
Well, this happened on my first
You have a
case.
fax.
I was in the shootout of my life at the warehouse district. I took a bullet, and while I was recovering, I swore I was always going to use my brains before brawn.
Well, I sure don't remember how.
My indispensable water cooler still doesn't have paper cups.
You have a fax.
My friend Louie runs the Brew and Stew, and this is his personal brand of coffee. I gotta say, it packs a wallop. Well, it's another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Key Lime Largo. I'll put this in my comic book rack. What on earth is this amount of cash doing in my office? If someone was trying to hire me to do something, it probably wasn't legal. I better put this away until I know exactly why it's here. Oh boy, a fax. It's a note from my old friend Archie Ellis. Apparently he's out of town doing some research. When he returns, I'll need to ask him about the case we're working on. Well, that's new. Whoa, I've never seen this much money in my life. This is where I store my trench coats. I certainly don't remember this piece of furniture. Looks like a genuine antique instead of something I normally get at a white elephant sale. Yeah, not many people wake up from blackouts with new furniture. Yeah, I remember years ago, I was finishing up the latest Mike and Ike Candy Kids adventure, and I realized I devoured several chapters and it wasn't agreeing with me. I could feel my stomach churning like a volcano, and I realized I wasn't gonna make it to the bathroom.
Oh, what? I'll get you, Murphy, if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah, it's kind of been a sore spot in our relationship ever since. What's up with the bed? Looks like it's for a Lothario instead of some hard-working down-on-his-luck PI. Am I going crazy here? The government footrest. Picked it up at a government warehouse sale years back, but I've never had the nerve to open it all the way. That was from my first jackalope hunt. Someday, I hope to collect all of the Mike and Ike Hammer comics and place them here. Oh, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me. The door to my back storage room is locked. That's strange. So it wasn't a horrible dream. There are gunshell casings in a shot-out window above the electronics shop. I know I'm involved, but how? I should investigate the area and then find out if anybody else heard the commotion. Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened to Chelsea. This photo was taken from the top floor of the electronics shop. Who's over there spying on me?
Where is he? He's up at the window. think we got him.
Someone was shooting from the top of the electronics shop. It's the Wardenclyffe Tower, a Nikola Tesla invention. I have the strangest feeling this is related to a case I was working on.
He's injected himself. I don't care. Drag him into the speeder.
I think someone was getting abducted. It looks like the dumpster escaped unscathed. Nice graffiti art. It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco's most notorious smugglers and petty criminals. No one knows these back alleys of Chandler quite like me. Mike and Ike Hammer, murder my sweet.
I'm no detective, but you need to find a way to get up to the second floor of the electronics shop. You know, like a ladder.
Another Mike and Ike Hammer. Candy Cane Confidential. It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Citizen Candy Cane. These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent.
Well, looks like Louie at the Bruin Stew is preparing to open up shop. You should go talk to him. Maybe he heard something.
It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, The Sweet and Sour Lady. I'll put this in my comic book rack back at the office. Another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Tootsie Rolled. I'm here to see my pal Louie, but I see a pretty brunette at the counter. I have the feeling she recognizes me, but I have no idea who she is.
Wow, hello, stranger.
This totally feels like a dream.
That has got to be the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Just for that, I'm gonna get you some coffee.
Sure. I like it like my heart.
Black?
Nope. Super sweet and loaded with cholesterol.
Is that blood? Ow! Oh, hush. Been out picking fights again?
I don't know what happened, but you look pretty incredible in a nurse's outfit.
You do, huh? You in the mood for a little role-playing? Who do you think you are? Mr. Tall, blonde, and bloodied.
You seem to know who I am. Who are you?
I'm Taylor, and I'll be your nurse. I recommend 2 aspirin and lots of bed rest. Maybe all afternoon long.
I have to investigate these gunshots, but maybe if I were to do it really quick.
I have to go into work today, unfortunately. But maybe after work tomorrow. Ah, geez, I'm late. I got a new extension at work. I'll send it to your smart Alex. Please, go see Dr. Donahue at the North Hill Clinic. Call me after and tell me what she says about that noggin of yours. See you, Uncle Louie.
See you, Taylor. Mr. Murphy, what are you doing here?
Mr. Murphy? Come on, Louie. What happened to Moith?
Is there something I can do for you? Because if not, I got stuff to do in the back.
Why are you acting mad at me?
You know why. You drunk again? I told you. You ain't allowed in here. You've been drinking.
I am stone cold sober. Other than my head, I feel totally normal. It's everything else that's weird.
What happened to your head?
I don't know. I woke up on the fire escape. I go into my apartment and everything is different. The street, Chelsea's newsstand, you. Everything is completely different. I mean, I don't know whether I'm tripping here or having a bad dream or something.
What's the last thing you remember before you woke up?
I don't know, but something with Chelsea.
Chelsea? What day do you think it is? No, hold on. What year do you think it is?
What year? Are you serious? It's 2043.
Oh, jeez. Look at that calendar. Over there, on the fridge.
2050. What the hell's going on here? Last night, Chelsea and I went to the Golden Pagoda. I think the wording was very, very attractive.
Oh, no!
What? It's me.
Look, somebody has stolen our car. I mean, here I am, my speeder's stolen out here. I'm sitting on a great... God, that was hot!
Oi! Would you guys like a lift to the cop shop?
No, we'll walk.
He's really just trying to do us a favor.
Chelsea, I'm getting a really bad feeling about this. It's like some sort of deja vu.
The Fabergé World Tour 44, the most exotic and exquisite exhibit of the day.
Who's your mate?
Oh, that's Tex. He's having a very bad day.
That true, Tex?
Oh, no, everything's just going peachy.
Well, things could get worse, huh?
He shot me. He shot both of us. He shot me. There's nothing. Why isn't there anything?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mike. It wasn't last night. It was 7 years ago.
What the hell is that?
Looks like you got injected with something. Maybe that's what's messing with your head. Or maybe it's that goose egg. Either way, buddy, you gotta see a doctor.
Your niece, Taylor, she said something about a doctor at the North Hill Clinic?
Ah, Kate Donahue. She's a friend of Taylor's. She's real good. I'll bet she could fix you up.
So, what about this woman, Taylor? I mean, she seems to know me pretty well.
That ain't none of our business, Mike. I never thought you was the right guy for her. But two adults can do what they want to do. Murph, you really need to see a doctor. You can't be driving in this condition. Tell you what, I'll call you a cab. I'll have them wait till you're ready to go. It sure is good to have the old knife back. I don't want to get all mushy, but I missed you, Mike. We don't get too much of that stuff around here anymore. Cops have been good about cleaning things up. I got no idea who would have been doing the shooting or getting taken. Clint's done a real nice job, don't you think? Good to see the neighborhood getting fixed up. I don't got a ladder. You might want to check at the Golden Gate Hotel. They've been doing a bunch of renovations. I like that Archie fella. Real friendly. Don't always understand what he's talking about, but hey, different strokes for different folks, right? Yeah, nice to have some fresh blood here on Chandler Avenue. Not really the kind of place I do a lot of shopping at, but some folks seem to like it fine. You know, I love Chelsea like she was my own daughter. I still miss her, even after all this time. I forget. You don't remember nothing about Taylor. She works for the Bay City Mirror, does a lot of investigations, and she's a real peach. Sweet, smart, funny. Yeah, I wasn't too happy that you and her were spending time together, but maybe she was seeing through all that tough guy stuff. She's good that way. Oh, me? I'm just the same as always. Just a little less of me than I used to be. I wish I could tell you everything you can't remember, but I don't know much. You and Chelsea went missing, and then you showed up out of nowhere a few weeks later. A couple of days after, you was gone again. I only saw you a few times after that. A couple of years went by, and then you came back, and something bad had happened to you. I don't know what, but it made you hard and mean, and you just got worse. Got to where I didn't even want you around anymore.
I can't go to the North Hill Clinic. Not now. I need to investigate the crime scene to find out what happened before the police arrive. It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later. It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification. It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification. Behind Rook's pawn shop is a dirty, ugly... These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent. The gate's locked, but when Rook gets to work, he'll unlock it, so I'll check back later. Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened to Chelsea. Ricard's at Midnight isn't open right now. I'll have to try back later. It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later.
I'm pretty sure every one of your cases involves the Snow White warehouse somehow.
It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Licorice Rope. It's locked, and I need to find a way to open it. It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later. Wow, this place really has been renovated. I guess that dumbbell Ardo must have come into some money. As I walk to the counter, I suspect this place is under new management.
Welcome in. Welcome to the Golden Gate Hotel. How can I help you? Mr. Murphy?
Last I heard, this place was condemned as a fire trap. When'd you reopen?
Just a few months ago. It's part of the Mutant Neighborhoods Renewal Initiative. Now they just start recognizing as holograms.
Did you know Ardo, the guy who worked here before? Wonder whatever happened to that big, lovable moron.
Ardo Newpop, California State Senator. Ran on a fire safety platform.
It's very impressive. Nice to have some class around the joint. But you can drop the Mr. Murphy thing. Call me Tex.
No, thank you. The last time I tried that, you were all...
I'm a professional and should be treated as such.
For some self-righteous baloney like that. Management heard about it and I didn't get any time off for a month.
What do you mean? Last time I was here. This is the first time I have seen you. So there's probably a bug in your system or something.
You're the one with the bug. Right up your you-know-what.
Well, you holograms certainly have a lot more attitude these days. Usually have to get to know a woman's first name before she'll treat me like this.
You know very well who I am. Hologram. Cute, right? You tangibles just can't resist a pun.
So what's with that sign? Holograms are people too.
So you can read. It's for the hologram rights movement.
I hate to tell you this, but holograms aren't people. And I ought to know because I've dated a few.
That's exactly what they used to say about minorities, women, and mutants. It's our turn now. I'm officially on strike.
Well, more battery power to you.
Really? You're the last person I thought I'd hear that from. Everyone in this neighborhood's afraid of you, you know.
I think your file on me might be corrupted. Mind if I ask a few diagnostic questions?
Sure. Though I should warn you, I don't get out much. Now that I know you support the hologram rights movement, I may have to reevaluate my opinion of you. I heard gunshots, and then the speeder came flying out and took off. Well, it's no Golden Gate Hotel, is it? We keep everything like that over at the Snow White warehouse. I think he came in one time with Mojo, the kid from the barbecue place. It was awkward. Taylor's my bestie, my real friend. I don't know what she's doing with you. The nicest tangible I've ever met. Oh, you know me. Just a hologram. Here to serve my tangible oppressors. I've heard they keep a key or something to get inside the warehouse by the door.
I should look around the hotel lobby and see if there's anything here that could help me out. When visiting Salt Lake, be sure to visit... nice furniture. Nice furniture. Well, hopefully ballroom renovations include installing an actual ball pit. Nice nice furniture. When visiting Salt Lake, be sure to visit... Only guests of this hotel are allowed entrance through here. What do we got here? It's like instructions to get into the Snow White warehouse. What do we got here? It's like instructions to get into the Snow White warehouse. Yeah, needs a key. It's locked, and I need to find a way to open it. Sounds like there's something scary in the sewers. Yep, that's the Snow White warehouse. Yep, that's the Snow White warehouse. Yep, that's the Snow White warehouse. It's a key to a lockbox. Yeah, needs a key. Wow, is this still here? I used this to deal with a cunning criminal on my Under a Killing Moon case who had a bad case of bozophobia.
It's me, Rusty Kids, and I'm here. Mommy's come back.
I heard he had my name tattooed on his knuckles, and he wants to show me firsthand when he gets out of prison. I'm not really looking forward to that. Some familiar names on the Chandler Avenue sex offender list. Some familiar names on the Chandler Avenue sex offender list. Looks like an interesting read. Looks like an interesting read. Well, now that I have a ladder, I can get into the second floor of the electronics shop. Well, that was stupid. Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. Well, someone's been living up here. Someone's been spying on the citizens of Chandler Avenue. Oh, I was anti-Habition myself. And that's a damn shame. This guy was working diligently to get a free sub at Inspector Burns' barbecue. business card from a rival detective. What the hell? Don't shoot.
Following our first lead and we get ourselves caught in a laser net. All in a day's work, right?
Smart Alex had a point, but I wasn't going to let him have the satisfaction of knowing so. There was one good thing about spending hours stuck in a laser net. You got time to think. Who is this guy? Who killed him? And what kind of surveillance was he doing right across from my apartment? And what's in the metal canister? Have 7 years really passed without me remembering it? Is it related to my head injury or the injection mark on my arm?
He dead?
Well, I think you missed a hell of a party.
Party?
Yeah, you're here in time for the laser show.
I wouldn't do that. I was here to meet Carlos Maldonado. Is that you? Or him?
Look, I just stumbled onto this little nightmare, and I need to find out who this guy was and what he was doing. I'm a PI, and I assume this guy is Maldonado. My name's Murphy. Who are you?
Mason said Maldonado was a PI. Were you working with Mason too?
I'll be honest. I don't know if I was working for Mason or not. Actually, I'm having severe memory problems here, so anything you can tell me about Maldonado or Mason or what's in the cryo chamber here would be greatly appreciated.
I think I set off an alarm when I came in here. I don't usually do this kind of thing. I was just trying to help Mason. He said, come in here, find the PI, get the cryo chamber, and keep it safe.
Hey, I found that first.
Slow learner. You have to find Mason. I think he's in big trouble with bad people. I don't know why. He's a neurologist, for God's sake. But you have to promise me that if I let you go, you won't come after me, you'll find Mason.
Oh, I promise. My fingers are so frozen I can't cross them.
If your memory problems are part of all this, Mason is the only one who can help you. So you need to find him and bring him back safe just as much as I do. I'll be in contact soon.
Man, those cops are getting close, but I don't want to leave this place without a clue. I better hurry up and find something before they get here. Must be the poor guy's wallet. Yeah, tough break, hombre. Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by not even one crate of mixers.
This guy was hardcore. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. As I try to make my great escape down the ladder, I find two officials waiting to greet me.
Hello, boys.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy, what were you doing in there?
Well, it's a little hard to Oh, you know the drill.
I was really trying to get my hands on that surveillance equipment. Maybe I could see exactly what happened to me. Now the only way I'll find it is if New San Francisco's finest decides to play ball with me. I don't know where they'd start now, but I'd better polish up on the old Murphy charm.
Whether you're a mutant or a normal, San Francisco is our home. Be a part of the solution to crime. If you see something suspicious, please report it to the SFPD immediately.
Make it quick, Murphy. I got about 1 million things to do. And wasting time on you ain't one of them.
Didn't take you long to get in trouble, did it? You here to turn yourself in?
Danwich? I hardly recognized you. What, been 10 years? You were still a patrolman back then.
I'm surprised you remember me.
Danwich? Are you kidding me? Rhymes with manwich? And manwiches are unbelievably delicious.
In case you didn't get the memo, I head up the department now. And things aren't as loosey-goosey as they were under Malden.
Yeah, you seem like a man who likes his goosies tight. So why is it you think I came down here to turn myself in?
Well, we just found you at a crime scene with a dead body. That dead body happens to be Carlos Maldonado, a PI working the same neighborhood as you. Is that your way of intimidating the competition?
Seems a little extreme to me. Flyers and discount coupons have always worked much better for me.
I was just reviewing your file when you came in.
Is that a lot? Because it looks like a lot.
August 2047. Beek Nariz, NSFPD informant. Beaten and hospitalized after providing information about Tex Murphy. Nariz refuses to identify his assailant. No charges ever filed. November 2048. Surveillance video shows suspected extortionist Jen Lee leaving the Golden Pagoda with Tex Murphy, never to be seen again. The case remains unsolved. Shall I go on? In the past few years, you've gained quite a reputation for yourself. You've got New San Francisco's criminal underbelly running scared.
I can honestly say that I have absolutely no memory of any of these crimes. I mean, I'll take a polygraph test if you want.
We arrest criminals so they can be tried in a court of law. We don't just kill them, and I won't tolerate vigilantism. If you didn't kill Maldonado, what were you doing then?
I was awoken by gunshots. I was just trying to find out what was happening. I followed the trail and saw that Maldonado had surveillance equipment aimed at my office. I want to find out what he recorded.
Who cares what he recorded? If you're such an upstanding citizen, you've got nothing to hide, right?
I wanted to find out whether he caught me scrapbooking. If that gets out, I'm through in this town.
I don't even think you're joking about that. You're free to go, Murphy. For now. Any questions? I'm not sure what to think of you, Murphy. I have no evidence of an abduction, just a dead body and only one person of interest. It might be in your best interest if you could find out what happened. That whole neighborhood seems to attract more than its fair share of trouble. As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead. She's an investigative reporter at the Bay City Mirror, one of the less obnoxious ones.
Oh, great. I always hate starting out a case as the only person of interest.
You should probably go back and investigate the room where Maldonado was hiding. There's still more evidence you need to find.
This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy... Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by... This SOB's been living up here, watching... This SOB... Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were... Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. And that's a damn shame. This guy was working diligently to get a free sub at Inspector Burns' barbecue. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold, but if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
Since when do you care about what happens to me? Don't tell me your little Grinch heart has grown 3 sizes in the last 7 years.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
Now that's the Rook I know. For a minute, I thought you'd started carrying a song in your heart.
It's temporary, though, right? A side effect? Please tell me you'll be changing back.
Well, one of these nights, you're going to get visited by 3 ghosts, and it's going to be very scary for you, but then we're going to have turkey and everything's going to be great.
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
Well, you cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Oh, I get it. All of a sudden, I get some dough, and suddenly we're best friends. So how did it come up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? I mean, if I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
Well, I'd be more than happy to do it now, if it'd help.
Oh, very funny. I'll admit, Murphy, you do have a certain charm. It makes my skin crawl.
Well, your skin does look like it's been exposed to a lot of quality charm, so why don't you tell me what I've been buying here, and me and my charm will take off.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
You know, sounds like to me, if I get my memory back, you don't want to be on my bad side.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions, but this is not for old time's sake. You became a sullen, short-tempered bully, and I miss that desperately. I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and two other men in pursuit. I was hoping they would tear that flop house down, and they would have too if it weren't for that meddling Clint. Such an upbeat, chipper little man, utterly obnoxious. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you. Louis's niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery. A prince among men makes me wish I could still eat solid food. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person, darker, more dangerous. I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type. I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened. That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. Next question.
Now that Rooks is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too. Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out.
Ten seconds left. Down by one. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360.
He's foul. Or was it my front? Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful. It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
I've got anti-hydrogen pods on board, and I've got to get us as far away from Earth as possible.
Pods?
Pods. Anti-hydrogen pods.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system.